Don't say, darling, 'cause you'll fake it. Don't hide the tears, 'cause I know you're breaking. All this love and all this pain.
Take me broken. Please, please, would it take me empty?
I'm always heading your way, and I know exactly what I'm looking for. And as we go, I'll keep running till I can't no more. You'll always be the one I want at midnight. You'll always steal my breath away.
Saturn cross. She'd reach her hands out, try to hold. Speech made out of sounds of crickets and rustling on the ground.
For 17, if I could, I would tie you to a string, but you're not the kind a cowgirl can tie down. Star of the show, faster than sound. Sign the autographs and I will. I know I can't change your mind. I can't change your mind, 'cause you're just not the kind that's covered.
against the tide. It's always you and I when you want it. Brave, pushing on the waves for a place to stay. Bring the harbor, and our ships are passing. My love, this won't last. Our ships keep on passing, missing in the night, missing in the night, and this too shall
Thank you.